Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole, and today we are doing another look using the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. That is such a mouthful. I don't think I'll ever get used to it, but if you haven't seen my prior two videos on this palette, I did a very in-depth video and how-to and also tutorial using Story. I kind of do a halo eye in that video. And then after that, I do a day to night look using Soothe and Memory. So I've kind of been neglecting Poet over here, so I wanted to provide another style eyeshadow as well as color for you guys because I've gotten so many subscribers since posting that in-depth video. So I wanted to say welcome to all of the new subscribers. Just a quick background. I try to educate you guys in my videos as much as I possibly can. So I know I talk a lot. I know I give a lot of information, but I've struggled with my hooded eyes for so many years that I want to give you as much information as I possibly can, and then you can just kind of pick and choose what you want to listen to, what you want to see, and feel free to fast forward through my gabbing. Feel free to watch me in 2 times. I would just rather over provide information than under provide information in case there's one of you who are struggling with one particular thing. So quick background on that, and then thank you so much for being here to all of the new subscribers and then my ride or dies. I see each and every one of you and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. So today we are obviously doing this look right here, which I am so obsessed with. I think it is so pretty, and of course if this is too heavy for you, I'm kind of telling you in the tutorial where you can cut back. You don't have to apply shimmer if you didn't want to, or glitter or glimmer. I was calling it glimmer in my first video. You don't have to deepen your outer corners if you didn't want to. You can tailor these looks to whatever you're comfortable with. This is obviously a very glamorous look, but I want to, again, provide you with as much information and kind of ways to apply eyeshadow as I can, and then you guys can kind of pick and choose from that. So if you are interested in seeing how I get this look right here, go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so I already have my base makeup on for this one because I had to film another video, but you guys know if you saw that first video, I definitely recommend going in and doing your eyes first with this palette, especially if you're using the sequin shades or the glitter shades, just because there is some fallout with the glitter, but I have my base makeup on today and we're gonna make it work. So the first thing I recommend is priming your eyes. I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia eye primer. All right, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and take Soothe and I'm gonna work that into the crease and the outer corner area. I think this is the perfect shade to kind of work out the shape of whatever you're working with. Just make sure to tap off all of the excess. I'm going in with a Smith 235 to start, and I'm thinking we're gonna kind of keep this one a little lower. A lot of times I kind of blow my eyeshadow out and make it really smoky, but I don't think I want to do that, but we'll see where my mind kind of takes me. I don't actually have a plan. Normally I kind of plan out my eyeshadow looks before filming, but I just wanted to kind of let my creative juices flow here. So I'm just kind of stamping this right on the lid in the outer corner first where I want most of the pigment. And then once most of the pigment is off, I'll start to kind of work that into my orbital bone area. If you guys have hooded eyes and you don't know what that is, just kind of press in and you could see where your eye kind of dips in. That's your orbital bone area, and that's where I kind of fake my crease. And just make sure when you kind of move into your crease, you pull back on the ferrule of your brush because that'll allow a lighter application. And I find when I go in with a lighter hand in my crease area, it always looks a little bit better. If I go in too heavy and like fake my crease, my eyes look even heavier. So you can see if I'm not like raising my brows, I have a very puffy hood and it really kind of like hoods or like covers over my lid. So I like to keep this a lot lighter, and I like to keep most of the darkness right here because that's where you kind of see more of my lid when I'm not like raising my brows. So just kind of tailor that to however your hooded eyes are. Everybody has a different shape hooded eye, obviously, so it just takes a little bit of practice. So try different shapes, try different techniques, and you'll eventually get the hang of it. And I am taking that right down into this area as well. Sometimes I'll take my shadow and I'll pull it all the way here instead of kind of bringing it down, and that'll make my eyes look a little bit bigger. So just depends on the technique I'm feeling for the day, and I feel like kind of bringing it down today. But if you want to make your eyes look a little bit larger, feel free to take that right into where your nose kind of starts, your eye basically turns into your nose contour. So you can see I've started to create a shape with Soothe Matte here, and that's what we're going for. That's the whole kind of goal when you have hooded eyes, is to kind of create a new shape to work with where you can have a little more lid space. You could see if I was to do this like in my natural crease, I would see no shadow whatsoever. It would really be like right there. So by lightly bringing it up, I kind of just have a shape to work with now, if that makes sense. So honestly, what I want to do is I want to go in and do kind of a halo eye. So like I would deepen this up, but I've already done that in my first video with stories. So I want to kind of give you guys as many options as possible here. So I'm going to take Poet Matte and I'm just going to kind of deepen the outer third area. And then when I have barely anything left on the brush, I'll kind of bring that in and over the crease to kind of turn this more into like a pinkish purple look. And then I'll just take Poet Metallic and I'll probably work that where I don't have any shadow yet, and then I'll top it off with Poet Glitter. So this will be a really simple one, but it'll still be really pretty. So taking Poet Matte, I'm just gonna switch over to a Smith 230 and we're gonna start to deepen this up a little bit. I'm also gonna grab a Morphe M507 just to get in any of the like tighter areas I need to get into, like this outer corner. The Smith 230 is a little too fluffy for that. So anywhere I want the color to be a little more dense, I'll switch over to this one. This is one of my favorite brushes. I don't use a ton of Morphe brushes, but this is a really good one. I think I have like 3 of them if you have hooded eyes, because it really lets you kind of get into those tight little spaces. And you're gonna wanna be careful with these mattes. Again, I know I talked about this in the first video, but they spread so easy, so you really do not need to dip many times into the pigment at all. Just kind of use what you have, so it's kind of deeper right there. I can still kind of work that up and into the crease. I do not need to dip again. And I always, by the way, hold a little compact mirror down like this, so I can truly access the area that I need to. If I was holding this straight like this, I wouldn't be able to access that. So really good tip if you have hooded eyes, hold your compact down like this. And then when you go in and do your lower lash line, hold it up and look up. And I'm making sure when I'm taking Poet Matte over, I'm leaving a little bit of Soothe Matte peeking out, so that just kind of provides that seamless blend that we're always going for. We definitely don't want any harsh lines. All right, so I've just deepened up that outer third and crease a touch with Matte Poet. So now I'm gonna take Metallic Poet and I'm just gonna work that where I haven't placed any of the shadow yet. So taking my finger, which I find is the best way to use this, and I'm 99% sure that's what Tati recommends, I'm just gonna kind of press that onto the lid where I haven't placed any shadow. Why I'm using that with the opposite hand, I don't know. And I'm not taking that too high into the crease area. I will blend it a little bit, but I do want to make sure that the matte tones of the crease area stay there. And I'm getting some fallout there, which is to be expected. So I'm just going to make sure to wipe that away very lightly with a brush. I'm going to go ahead and take a Sigma Medium Sweeper E54, and I'm taking Metallic Poet, and then I sprayed it. And I'm gonna press that. Oops, I see how I pressed in the wrong area first. That's exactly why you wanna make sure to always stamp down first where you want the most pigment. So for me, that'll be on the lid. And now I'm gonna kind of work that into the crease area where I like it. I can't stand it when there's like missing shadow right there. So I always like to kind of carry it up. But again, like I said, you don't want it to go over the matte shades because you still want that blend there. So just kind of pressing that right over. All right, so once you've got that placement, I'm just gonna go in with a Sigma E33 Detailed Diffused Crease, And now I'm gonna kind of blend these edges just to make sure there's no harsh lines. I'm gonna dip back into Soothe just a little bit as well to kind of work those edges and fill in any gaps. So like right here, like I was saying, is like missing a little bit of shadow. I personally don't like how that looks on myself, so I always make sure to just make sure there's at least shadow right where the shimmer stops and it kind of goes into the crease color. I hope that makes sense. You can kind of see it now. I've gone in and I've added Matte Soothe, and now it just looks a little more complete, where it looks like here we're kind of missing something. And you definitely want to make sure to do this before you go in with the glitter shade. And then using a brush with nothing on it, this is a Real Techniques brush, I'm gonna go ahead and just diffuse the edges. So again, it just looks as blended as possible. The whole goal for me is to go like darkest on the lid to lightest as you fade up. All right, so I'm good with that for now, but I do want to deepen up the outer corner a little bit with Sequin Poet. So taking that on a flat brush, Tati recommends using this with your fingers, but I'm gonna use it with the brush. I'm just gonna kind of deepen the outer corner a little bit. This has like blue glitter in it and it's so pretty, so I can't not use it. So I'm just gonna kind of tap right over the outer third with this to kind of deepen it.
Oh no!
If you wanted to, instead of going in with the Sequin Poet shade, you could go in with like Matte Memory to deepen this up, but I am such a huge fan of the sequin shades in this palette. I just think they're so stunning. So now I'm just gonna kind of blend the edges with that Sigma E33. And then once you've blended that out and deepened it, I just go back in with whatever brush you use to apply the metallic shade, and I'll tap right over so everything is really blended. All right, so I'm happy with that, so let's go in and do the glitter. So like I said in every single video, a little bit goes a really long way here with hooded eyes. So taking my ring finger, I'm just gonna tap my finger. I'm not rubbing, I'm literally tapping like that into Poet glitter, and I'm just gonna press right over the Poet metallic shade. So I'm gonna start in the center and then work over and in. And I'm just pressing. I like this better without a glitter glue personally, but you do whatever works for you. You don't even have to apply glitter if you don't want to at this stage. I think it just kind of like takes everything up a notch. And of course, if you're doing a tutorial on here, most people want to use the glitter. So you could just see how beautiful that is. And yes, I am getting fallout on my face. You could see it right here, but I'll just wipe that away very lightly with a brush with nothing on it. I've said it once and I've said it again on my channel. When I wear glitter, I commit to the glitter. Somebody also recommended on one of my last videos kind of tilting your head back when you do this to kind of prevent as much fallout as you can, which I think is a fantastic idea. I think she said Tati mentioned that, so do whatever works for you. I mean, that glitter truly does elevate every single look. It's amazing, but I do want to go ahead and throw on the lower lash line. So I'm going to start out with Soothe Matte, and then I'm going to smoke that out, and then I'm going to deepen it up with Poet Matte. So we're going to keep it really simple with the lower lash line. Remember how I said look up, hold your compact up when you're doing this? I always start in the outer corner and I blend it right into the like upper shadow area, and I am going to smoke this one out a bit more than I have in the last tutorials, just because this is a very, very glamorous look, I think. So starting with Soothe Matte, I'm just taking that from outer corner to inner corner, and then I'm gonna layer over Poet Matte. So that is just Soothe Matte really kind of smoked out. So taking a very, very tiny brush, this is an 808 Studio E134. I'm taking Poet Matte and I'm gonna work that a bit closer to the lash line. And again, make sure to blend that right up into the outer corner with the upper lid so everything looks really cohesive and seamless. All right, that's the lower lash line done. I didn't add anything other than Matte Poet and Matte Soothe, but I do want to take a little bit of Poet Sequin and touch that right here on the outer corner just to blend that in a little bit more with the Poet Glitter shade so it doesn't look quite so harsh. See how that side looks a little more harsh? Taking sequin and kind of tapping that over just kind of blends everything. And yes, fallout, but that's okay. I am obsessed with this. I know I've said that for every single look I've done with this palette, but you guys know how much I've been loving pinks. So I'm gonna pop off here and apply my mascara and my liner. I'm not gonna apply any like liquid liner to the upper lash line because I wanna give the glitter a moment. This entire look, and like pretty much every look if you're using glitter, comes together once you get your mascara and your eyelashes on. So I'm gonna do all that off camera and I will let you know what I wear down below. So just check those details. I'm gonna apply a lipstick and I might take a little bit of matte memory and kind of push that on the lower lash line once I have my mascara. I just think that kind of looks pretty and makes everything kind of come together. So I'm gonna do all that off camera and I will be right back here. I went ahead and finished up the rest of the makeup and this is what everything is looking like. I think it is so pretty and so flattering. And again, if this is too much for you, too glamorous, feel free to cut back on the glitter. You don't have to deepen up the outer corner like I did. You do whatever you're comfortable with. I did end up deepening the lower lash line with a little bit of memory. I think that just really helps your eyes pop and ties in the mascara. And then I took a little bit of Metallic Aurora and I popped that on the inner corner to kind of brighten that area. And all the rest of my makeup details will be listed down below. So I hope this video was helpful to some of you. Now you guys have a variety of different kind of makeup styles and makeup colors to choose from with this palette. Just go ahead and check out the other videos if you're interested in seeing any more looks using the Tati palette. I think this is one of the most stunning palettes and it has really gotten my creative juices flowing. I am having so much fun creating all of these eyeshadow looks for you guys. So thank you again to all of you who have subscribed to me. It really, really means the world to me. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.